You guys read the title, you already know what time it is. The top 10 characters in Phantom Parade Global Edition March, alright? So, obviously, I actually missed last month. Without further ado, I'm gonna need you guys to please black flash that like button stuff for more content. And let's go, alright? So, number 10, already, we've got a double up, alright? So, we have Mahito, okay? And Nanami. Alright, so them two, right? So first of all, I've got them tied because, of course, Mahito is like accessible, right? He could be higher, but like there's actually a lot of good units out right now. So it's kind of hard to, you know, pick Mahito in a spot that's any higher. But either way, he's still pretty good. Like every unit on this list is good, right? So obviously he has his domain. He has a bunch of, you know, buffs from his domain he does, which is actually like really useful as well. Alongside his buffs, he's got, you know, a powerful skill 3, a lot of damage with that. And overall, you know, he's a pretty strong character. He's free, but obviously free, but it's not like that crazy, right? Because he costs Phantom Parade medals, right? The Phantom medals, and they do take a little bit to grind. So you could pull like the Nami, for example, like, you know, by the time you grind it, because obviously he's in the standard pool now, which is a lot more useful. But as for Nanami, I've got him the same tier because he damages a lot of stuff really well. He has like some stuff where he has, you know, type evade against anything. He hits really hard, he crits, he black flashes. I think he's actually a very, very, very underrated DPS. And on like a yellow team, obviously until like Black Flash UG comes out, he's going to be like a somewhat of a staple on there. But if you don't have whoever, Nami's still a good pick. You know, for a lot of like score attacks, he'd really help you out. So these two I've got number 10 tied. If I had to pick one, I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Comment down below, Mahito or Nami right now. But next we have spot number 9. That goes to my boy, Hidden Inventory Geto pre-psychotic arc. Alright, so Geto, obviously, kind of hard to get because he's releasing tomorrow actually, but like he's not in the standard pool yet. And if you didn't pull him on the initial banner, you'd have to wait till Annie, because on Annie's when that little rerun banner is going to come out, where he's going to have the green banner with who's on the, I think Saki might be on the green banner with him. I could be wrong there, but it's the green banner, right? And Geto, you know, he's good. He has a lot of like debuff potential. He like increases his damage and crit rate, so he buffs himself as well. But then also like the higher his curse energy is, the more potent his buffs will be, and the more like higher his damage will be. And he's also nukes and restores curse energy, so you're kind of in that loop of always having high curse energy. And it also buffs green allies, so for a green team, he'd be like really useful for that. And yeah, overall, it's a very solid unit. Is he essential by any means? No. As I think the only real green you need is probably Holy Purple Gojo if you want to do like, or even Mahito for like the high end content. That probably shoots Mahito's value up a little bit more. But yeah, like he's just a solid support. His damage is nice as well. He's a solid, you know, pickup. Again, not essential, but he's definitely a choice. You know what I mean? So moving on to number 8, we have my boy Domain Megumi, and he has fallen. I think I had him like 4 or 5 last video, but things have changed in 2 months. Like he's still a very solid option, but it's become a point now where, especially later in tower, if you don't protect him pre-domain, he's like more or less cooked. Like he still has like the debuff and, you know, the AoE stuff in his kit, but I don't think he's like as crazy as he was on launch, you know. But obviously on JP he'll get his like awakening buff soon, where he gets the gold border, and I guarantee you he'll shoot up way more after that. But this is global, so we're going off what we have in global right now, and he's still a very good unit, don't get me wrong. Not much is better than him, but right now, like his domain, obviously domain state crazy, top 5 domain state, but he's not always in domain, you know what I mean? So that's why it's number 8. Still very solid though. As for number 7, you guys might think she's a little bit too low. I've got Momo. Alright, let me explain. Like, she is obviously a great support. She has the damage dealt increase mostly and that kind of stuff. you know, for the blue team, she's like essential. You like on JP, you got Sukuna, you got blue Gojo, you got that Inumaki. There's a bunch of good guys on green, on blue you can use. But the thing is, like, I think there's a ceiling that like goes for the DPS units because they're always releasing like better ones, but the support units aren't as often. And more often than not, they have like their SR counterparts which do the job just fine, right? Like, say for example, you're using, I don't know, like a slot 3 Yuta and a slot 4 like Sukuna, or like a slot 3 Geto, let's say, a slot 3 Geto and a slot 4 Holy Purple Gojo. If you don't have her, you can just put like the red SR Nanami and SR Yaga and you're fine, right? But obviously, she's like the better choice, but you know, there are still supports out there which do the job, even though she's a really good support. So although like she's really good, like ranking the units, you can't pass up the SR ones, you know what I mean? I'm not saying the green one's better, like the green SR Momo, I still put her over her, but the other ones like Yaga, for example, which like in my opinion are more valuable because you get them maxed out so quickly. But obviously there are some other units that just, you know, outperform her, like I'll get into later. But right now she's number 7 and she'll probably stay that way for now, but I can see a while until she drops out of the top 10 because she probably out ages most of these units because she's a solid support. As I said, the DPS drop off and, you know, get better, and the supports more or less stay where they are. So that's my reasoning. So as for number 6, we have my boy Blue Gojo, and like low key it feels too low putting him here, but like there are stronger nukers out now and like more, you know, versatile guys. Blue Gojo is just a damage demon, you know, leaves up to 7 turns, and that's pretty much all there is to him. You just, you know, spam skill 2, put a couple of like skill 1s and skill 3s in, and you're laughing, right? Gojo, you know, most guys probably already have him. He's very reliable, but he's not as like special as some of the other ones. So not much to say about Blue Gojo. He's still the GOAT. He's still my glorious king, but I can't put him any higher, I don't think. So next we have a tied. All right, we have a tied 4 and 5. Okay, so for number 5 we have both Yagas. I can't pick one because you'd probably argue this one's better, but you probably have this one, you probably don't have this one, but they're pretty similar, just that the SR version has the SR's versions built into his passive, so you can just, you know, use his other skills. Like, he's more debuff oriented, I guess, but he's more of the mix, but like his buffs don't stack as much as this one. So if you're doing pure buffs, this Yaga is still gonna get a little bit higher, but he is more versatile if you want to get more debuffs out. So it's really up to you, but I think both are really good, both are really solid. And yeah, so either Yaga will help you immensely, like you know, like whatever team running, you'd have one of these guys slot 1 or slot 2, and that's really all I can say. And as for number 4, we have my boy Toji. Okay, so Toji, you know, I assume not many of you guys got him on global because, you know, it was that period right after hitting inventory Gojo, and where just no one had cubes. So if you pulled him, good on ya, you know. I wish I did, but I didn't. So as for Toji, he just has like some decreasing crit resistance stuff in his kit. By the way, he has 0 curse energy, so you can use whatever you want for him. He nullifies damage reduction. He removes invincibility and buffs from enemies. His AoE also removes buffs, and his passive just buffs himself a ton. And when he lands crits, he buffs himself even more. So he's really good, right? As a DPS, as a buff remover, bro, red is crazy. Like, they've got Yuta and Toji on global right now, alongside Yaga and Nanami. Crazy, bro. But yeah, I've got him number 4. We could probably interchange these a little bit, but I've got it like this for now because I think Toji, although not essential, if you have him, he's like priceless, bro. I wish I had him, but I don't. So next, the top 3. All right, the 3 goats of Fandom Parade right now. Okay, number 3, we have my boy Hollow Purple Gojo. Your boy pulled him. You guys know how it is around here. What can I say? He's probably the best nuke on the game still. He's got like the crazy like multiplier on his ult. He has a bunch of buffs, you know, the damage dealt increase, the break damage increase, the damage for the enemy increase, you know, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I get he leads after his ult or after 7 turns, but still, like, if you're playing your cards right, it don't matter, you'll clear it in 7 turns anyway. So, not much I can say about Gojo, just that he just nukes the absolute crap out of everything in his path. You know, my boy is non-standard. So, I've got him number 3 on the podium. And next on the podium, we have number 2, alright? And number 2 is my boy Yuta. This dude ruled the number 1 spot for a couple of months, but my boy has finally been dethroned. But by who? Probably, like, pretty obvious, but my boy Yuta, again, very versatile. He's a nuker. I don't think he's hitting as high numbers as Holy Purple Gojo, but he has a heal, he has an AoE, he has a strong skill 3, he has a counter. So many things, which just makes him, like, really versatile. On JP even, he got the buff recently, where it just made him even more crazier, even though he was still usable. And yeah, my boy Yuta, no signs of slowing down for this dude. Still crazy in, like, you know, he's helpful in pretty much anything. His heal is really solid. And yeah, my boy Yuta, like, boys, comment down below why Yuta is the GOAT. Alright, anyway, so that's Yuta number 2. And number 1, you guys probably saw it coming. We have my boy Teen Gojo. Okay, number 1. Where do I begin with this guy? Kid's a Gojo. He hits Gojo numbers, but he stays forever. He does not have a turn limit. He has, like, a crazy ult with crazy multipliers. He has, obviously, you know, the invincibility, which isn't permanent, but he'll, you know, if you cycle it properly, you'll only miss, like, a turn of it every, like, 3 turns. He has the damage dealt increase. He has a taunt. He has everything you could ask for. And if you just use him right, pair him with a nice memory, he's hitting, like, monumental numbers. Not really any, like, you know, bad things I can say about this guy. I guess he's infinite because his invincibility is not infinite, which makes sense. You know, he's still in training at this point in the series, but that's my boy in the number 1 slot. So, like I say every other time, if you guys have any arguments, any, you know, problems with my tier list, make sure to argue with me down below. You know, I reply to everything, so, you know, hit me up. I want to see what you guys, you know, have. But I think my tier list is pretty good. But if I had to add someone, I'm trying to think who I can add. Like, let's see down here. Got pretty much everyone here. I know my boy will say Jumper Yuji underrated. Not top 10 though. So let's see who else. Definitely not him, according to some of my boys. Let's see who else. Sukuna, not on global yet, unfortunately. Nekamaru, hell nah. Probably Nobara, like, just misses it. But I've got, honestly, you could probably put Nobara, like, instead of, like, one of these guys here. But I prefer them. So, yeah, guys, that is a tier list. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to backflash the like button for more content. Next month, I'm betting right now, this top 10 list is about to be crazy. In the month after, it's probably going to be Annie, so even more crazy. But that is all for today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!